So today we are going to talk about the IELTS Writing Task 2. We have finished IELTS Writing Task 1. In IELTS Writing Task 1, there are letter writing for general training candidate and report writing for academic. Those who wants to go abroad for study, he or she has to write a letter in IELTS Writing Task 1. Now, previous week we have finished Task 1. This week we are going to talk about the IELTS Writing Task 2. As you see here, in IELTS Writing Task 2, you have to write an essay. In IELTS Writing Module, there are two tasks. Task 1, report writing. Task 2, essay writing. This essay is based on 250 to 270 words, just in 40 minutes. Now it's up to you. Writing task 1 and task 2 collectively 40 minutes. In 40 minutes you will write the essay and 20 minutes you will write the report. So task 1 and task 2 has 1 hour. Now it's up to you. If you think that I will write the essay first in 20 or 25 or 30 minutes, then I will give proper time to report writing. It's more good, it's up to you. In the real test, you will be provided 1 hour, 60 minutes. 16 minutes will be provided for you to complete 2 tasks. Task 1 was report, task 2 is essay. This is your understanding. Whether you start the essay first or report writing first. If the report writing is easy, you can say that yes, I'll write it later on or I'll write first. If the report is confusing, so you should continue essay writing. Essay is plain writing, no technicality, no other issue existing here. It's very easy. Got it? So, in IELTS essay writing task 2, you have to write 250 to 270 words. Now you will think that what kind of essay is here in IELTS preparation. So, essay has 4 types. How many types?
4.
4 types. Type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. There are 4 types of essay. 1. Advantages, advantage and disadvantage. Essay number 1. Essay number 2 is problem and solution. Essay number 3 is agree, disagree. Essay number 4 is discussion or opinion. 80% chances discussion opinion, 65% chances agree, disagree, and sometimes 50-50 problem and solution, and 60% advantage, disadvantage. But you have to be prepared mentally. Got it? Yes. So, IELTS Writing Module Task 2 is based on essay writing. You will write 250 to 270 words just in 40 minutes. Time is up to you. What are the essay types? In IELTS Writing Task 2, there are 4 types of essay. Please repeat after me. Type essay 1. Advantage, disadvantages.
Advantage and disadvantage.
Speak loud, please. Advantage and disadvantage essay.
Advantage and disadvantages.
Essay number 2.
Problem and solution.
Problem and solution. Essay number 3.
Agree or disagree.
Agree, disagree. Essay number 4.
Discussion, opinion.
Yes, discussion and opinion. Now the very interesting thing I would like to tell you is that every essay is included on 4 paragraphs. paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. All of the essays consist of 4 paragraphs. This is very interesting for you. Another interesting point is that we have the simple techniques of paragraph 1 which should be applied on each and every essay. Only the material, the contents would be different, the same structure. When you learn the first essay, its structure and techniques, you can apply it on 4 essays. The latter 3. It will be very easy for you. Now, I got the idea that in IELTS Writing Task 2 there are essay writing, include or problem solution, agree, disagree, and many other essays. How can I write? How can give I structure? So, the essay structure is advantage and disadvantage. We are going to start from essay number 1 here. Advantage and disadvantage. The very first paragraph is introduction. In the introduction, you will provide the background statement. For example, talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this marker. What is this? You will provide some background. Well, in academia, in educational scenario, it has a vital role because it is used for writing. The name of this material or this thing is a marker. You provide the background. You will also provide details to background. You should not start directly the essay because you have to provide some statements before this essay. And this is a very good technique from general to specific. From general, let me show you graphically. From general to specific.
Sorry, can I ask that how many words we have to accomplish in the paragraph number 1?
Okay, wait. So, let me finish, then we will have the question answer session. The very first paragraph, when you provide the background statement and details to background, this means that you are coming from broader, from broad to narrow. Narrow is a marker and broad. We have pen, we have pencil, many things. Why you want to discuss the marker? So you provide a lot of background and then you'll come back to the pencil or pen or the marker. Got it? So you will provide the background statement and then details to the background. Got it? You complete and provide each and every information. Now, after that, you will provide the thesis. Third point is thesis. The examiner is interested in your thesis and personal opinion. These 2 things are very important. So in thesis, what you will write? In this essay, I will discuss the advantages of marker. I have made it blank, any other topic. In this essay, I will discuss the advantages of BRT as a local transport. In this essay, I will discuss the advantages of mobile phone and some disadvantages of mobile phone. Also, I will share my personal opinion in the conclusion. This is the end of first paragraph. Details, background statement, details to background statement, and thesis. This is the introduction. Now you are moving to paragraph number 2. In paragraph number 2, you will have to mention advantage number 1. Then you will provide the example. We have already discussed about a phone. We are going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of mobile phone. Advantage number 1. Looking into the first advantages of mobile phone lies in, and then you will continue. For example, you will write for example, for instance, such as, likewise. You will have to produce this type of words. Now, when you complete the advantage number 1, you will use the transition word of addition. In addition to, there are some other advantages or benefits of mobile phone as well. And then you will continue. For example, such as, after the completion of 2 advantages, now you will use the transition word of difference in terms of its disadvantages. On the other hand, on another way, contrary, differently, you will use these type of transition. On the other hand, the mobile phone has some disadvantages also, such as, and you will explain. Then you need another transition word of addition. Along with the first advantage, there are some other disadvantages also. What is that? You will write that, and after the completion of that disadvantage, number 2, you will have to provide some example. You completed paragraph number 3. Now you should move to paragraph number 4. In the paragraph number 4, conclusion. You will write the conclusion. What is conclusion in IELTS essay writing? Very important question. Now, conclusion is, rewrite the paragraph 3 and paragraph 4 in your own words. Paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, not 4. Paragraph number 2 and paragraph number 3. Paragraph number 2 and paragraph number 3, you will summarize it, you will rephrase it, you will rewrite. But keep this thing in mind, that it should not be cross the limit of exceedings. Don't exceed the limit of words. You will write only 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage. The conclusion should be very simple and just 3 words. After the conclusion, you will provide personal opinion, where you have talked about it in the thesis, that I will share my personal opinion in the conclusion. Now it is the time to write your personal view. So how would you write? You will directly write, personally I think there are no issues. There are no issues of using mobile phone. It's positive over its negative. There is no issue of mobile phone, or there is no advantages, there is no issue of using the mobile phone, and also some disadvantages. You can say anything like that. You got the ideas?
Yes.
Now, how would you find it in the book? So you can see here the LED. You can see here the IELTS Advantage book. I have told you IELTS Advantage Advanced Writing book. So in this book, they have started from essay writing first. You see here advantage and disadvantage. Now you can see these are the contents in this book. Writing about life changes and experiences, verb patterns, model essay, structure and linking. Structure and linking is very important. See, how would you structure this? How would you link to each other? Then writing introductions, and apart from the writing introduction, you are supposed to provide the writing conclusion. You will also provide the conclusion. Then here is a question arises that how would you write the conclusion? Here, you will also have the techniques in this book. Let's continue. Here you can see advantages and disadvantages. You will write this in the home. I have already talked about its body and conclusion. You can read the tips also, it's very important. Remember that 25% of your score will be from grammar. The examiner will be looking for two things: a good range of grammar, lots of tenses, conditionals, modal auxiliaries. 2. Accurate grammar, make sure your tenses are correct and you don't make silly mistakes, blunders. And be sure to practice your grammar and get your tenses right way. Got it? So, let's move on. Introductory text. You are going to read an article entitled like this. Move on to building your bank of words and phrases. You can practice it on the home. Spotlight about writing about life changes and experiences. You can also practice it. For IELTS writing, essay writing, this module is very important for using phrasal verb. You should use the phrasal verbs and transition words. Transition word of addition, transition word of difference, transition word of conclusion. You have to search in the internet, or you can look for each and every book, and even you can find those vocabulary here in this book also. You see here, rush into, take your time before. These are the very important phrasal verb. This type of vocabulary is very necessary in IELTS. Let's move on to verb pattern. You can study it in the home. It's easy, but it can take a lot of time when we are discussing here. Let's move on to the general and the simple answer. Now, model essay advantages and disadvantages. You should spend 40 minutes here. You should spend 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topic. You will have this type of essay in the real exam. These days, more and more people are going to other countries for significant periods of time. People are moving, like here in Pakistan also. You people are also studying IELTS for the purpose of to visit abroad. So, more and more people are going abroad, either to find a job or study. There are clearly many benefits to doing this, but people who live abroad can also face some difficulties. This is a bit background of the question. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of living and working in a foreign country. Clearly they have told you the advantages and disadvantages. Sometimes they will write good and bad. Sometimes they will write pros and cons. Next, good and bad. Next, positive and negative. Next, benefits and drawbacks. Next, merits and demerits. All of this is called the same advantage and disadvantage. Sometime you will hear, you will see the pros and cons. Then you will think that pros and cons was that. What was that?
It's all in the pronunciation.
Yes, it has, all meaning the same.
The same verbal meaning, but different.
Yeah, different words, yes. Let's move on to the sample answer, the example or the model answer. You see here, these words has crossed the limits. Total word is 344, but you will only produce 250. Got it? Let's discuss it. Nowadays, taking a year out to live, study abroad is becoming increasingly popular. For many people, especially young adults, the chance to spend an extended period of time overseas is an attractive one. Yes, that is still existing in our society. Everybody wants to move to UK or other countries, and they think that there would be landscape, there would be money, there would be a lot of facilities. I think it's quite difficult to live in other country or to earn money, but still they have those imaginations. Got it? And those thoughts. But I can say that yes, if they want, so they can change their future. So, however, there are both pros and cons to deciding to do this. For example, there are both pros and cons of moving abroad. Now, I will discuss, this is thesis statement. I will discuss some of the reason why moving abroad is so popular and some of the challenges to be overcome. But this is very important, this one. In this essay, I will discuss the advantages of moving abroad and some disadvantages of moving abroad. Also, I will share my personal opinion in conclusion. Then they have started the second paragraph. Let's begin by looking at the advantages. Now, you can mention this also. Let's begin by looking at the positive side. Let's begin by looking at the pros of. Let's begin by looking at the benefits. You will change, the vocabulary. You cannot repeat. If you write in the first paragraph advantage, you must write pros in the second. You must write somewhere else, the drawbacks instead of negative, instead of disadvantage, so that the examiner may have a strong look on your writing that the candidate is using a lot of vocabulary. You can impress the examiner through use of vocabulary and transition words. Secondly, first advantage, second advantage. When you continue second advantage, you will say secondly, or in addition to the second advantage. Now you have completed two advantage, now you are moving to the disadvantage. So you can say turning to the other side of argument. Turning to the other side of argument means now you are going to continue the disadvantage.
Moving to the next argument.
Yes, moving to the next argument. Very good. Yes, you can use. Moving to the next argument, but you have to mention that I am talking about the disadvantage. Moving to the next argument, which is based on the drawbacks of mobile phone, is that. Now, after that, when you come to the conclusion, you will say, all things considered. In conclusion, to conclude, finally, you can use these transition words. So, you will combine the paragraph number 2, paragraph number 3, and then you will provide the personal opinion. Personally, I believe the benefits in terms of personal growth eventually outweigh any negatives.
And my question is, in the conclusion, should we give out the examples as well?
No examples. Yes. Yes, you can mention one example, but it will exceed the limit. Don't exceed it. Yes, don't cross the limit. The conclusion is very small. It's a short summary, shortest summary.
It's about a specific
Yes,
topic.
if you are repeating the paragraph number 2, paragraph 3 in the conclusion, it will have a lot of story then. So you have to pick only one example and then combine it by creating compound complex sentence. Just in one sentence. Yes. So this is all about the IELTS writing task 2. If you any question further, you can ask.
No, sir. Thank you very much. That would be it.
This structure is for all of the essay. Only the contents would be different here. Problem 1, cause 1, problem 1, solution 1, effect 1. Problem 2, cause 2, solution 2, effect 2.
First, we have to explain the problem and then.
Don't go further today. Today is the day of only advantage and disadvantage. By tomorrow, we will be discussing the problem and solution.
Obviously.
Then we will talk about the agree, disagree, and then.
Obviously.
Thank you very much and see you inshallah in the next class.
Most welcome.